What is happening, Cigars Daily Nation? It is time for PCA 2024. The trade show has already started. I'm a little late. Everybody's walking in. There's a flow of people behind me. And of course, the best cigar makers in the world, in the industry, are all right here with their many sunders. And that's what we're here to see today. This is the time of the year that cigar shop owners are coming to get the best deals, the newest blends, all the hottest stuff in the world of cigars. And my job today is to hunt all of that down, and so let me take you along. Let's head inside the show floor and see just what's going on this year. So of course, one brand we started working with again this year is Gurkha, and Gurkha's received, I think, better reception than I thought. But of course, if you want to learn more about Gurkha, you got to talk with the guy that I've worked with. This is, to me, nobody is more synonymous with Gurkha than this guy right here, Shervin. And so Shervin is here to show us the newest Gurkha thing.
Undisputed. We got it in two wrappers, a Habano and a San Andres Mexican wrapper. Tyson is coming out with his own cigar just before the Jake Paul fight. Couldn't be better timing. I really hope you guys get a chance to try this cigar. The limited cigars, 2,000 per size, so hopefully get your hands on one, give it a shot. And give me
The question is, who's your money on in the Tyson Paul fight? Who's your money on? And not just because you guys came out with a Gurkha cigar. I'm asking you personally.
I'm a Tyson guy.
It's a Tyson guy, right? And we asked about it on the live show, and nobody didn't say Mike Tyson. Like Jake Paul, I'm sure his girlfriend and his mom are going to bet on him. And he's a good fighter.
He's a great fighter.
He knows how to fight.
He's a great fighter.
Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson.
He's a world-renowned fighter. Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
All right, time to get some Tyson cigars. Best people in this thing. And that right there, that's what I'm looking for. So you guys watch Cigars Daily to get cigar info, reviews, and news. But if you want the best ones, you need to know these two guys right here. Go subscribe to Bob the Cigar Guy Cigar Reviews. Is that still the full name?
That's it.
Because it's got the word cigars in the title twice, and I love that. These two are two of my favorite people in the cigar industry. You couldn't do better than to go subscribe to their channel, because not only do they give reviews and stuff like that, but it's just overwhelmingly positive in a world that desperately needs that. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
Where are you guys headed next? Who's the next? Who's on your list?
Adventure. That's right.
Adventura.
We're going to the Barbary Coast.
All right.
That's right.
I'm going to continue to wander around and see what just like strikes my fancy. Oh,
love this guy.
Dude, him and I go way back now. Oh,
Way
because
back.
of Cigar YouTube.
Like Cadillac seats.
Here we are at the My Father booth, and I've noticed, I've been to the show for a while, I still haven't lit anything up, but that's beside the point. Now, I can take you guys through the My Father booth and show you the Garcias and all the wonderful people here, but the one I want to introduce you to right now, this is the My Father guy to me. This is Brian. He is my Father rep. We hang out. I smoke with him more than anybody else from My Father, and absolutely love him. And he loves the orders that I get to put in on behalf of everybody else. But
Thank you guys for that.
we got to look at something very special here. So you guys did Fonseca, and I just got the chance to tell Andy Garcia about this, and that is Fonseca is an interesting brand from My Father. Very old Cuban brand that then got remade as a Dominican cigar. Now you guys have got the brand name,
Correct.
and you made it. It's a Habano Rosado?
Nicaraguan Corojo 99 round.
Corojo 99. Couldn't have been more further off if I tried. Anyway, it's an amazing blend, and I love smoking it. But now you've got a brand new one. That's
Second extension.
extension of Fonseca. All
Shall
right,
we
take
walk
us over
over
there.
there?
Take us over there.
Now we have the new Mexico edition Fonseca, San Andreas wrapper. It's gonna be up in that fuller body, very chocolatey, very smooth. Excited for you guys to try that.
What do you think of it, dude? I mean, you've smoked it. Like, what did you get from it?
So I am more of a fuller body smoker. The Fonseca, the regular Fonseca, phenomenal morning cigar for me. Cup of coffee, hits my palate a little bit. A little more umph, a little more bulge to it. What I kind of like in a cigar. Kicks you right in the throat.
Here's what I got to say. I got to smoke it, and he gave me one, and it blew my mind. Dark, rich, bold, strong, like all the stuff that, if you guys follow, I've been getting really, really into, especially for Mexican San Andreas wrapper. They hit the nail on the head, so if you like the bold stuff, watch for the Fonseca Mexico.
Coming soon.
This thing is, what is soon?
Ready to ship now.
ready to ship now. So in
Very
about
soon.
4 months, according to Nicaraguan time. No,
fair.
that should be. You guys should see that one popping up very quickly. I'm excited for that.
That's in mind.
So now it's time to hit up the Oliva booth, and of course, for that, who else could we get but Oliva Nick himself? And today, we're not going to talk about Oliva cigars, even though I'm palming one right now. Thank you very much for the cigar. You got something else going on.
Something special.
This happens every once in a while. A cigar brand owner recognizes a good thing when he sees it, and then that everybody who works for that guy gets to talk about something new and cool. And so what I'm looking at here across from us says, Les Fines Lames.
That is a terrible, terrible pronunciation of a beautiful French company.
Of a beautiful French word.
Yes.
It says France underneath it, so I know I'm not saying it right. I assume that you pronounce it with your pinky up. Le Fines Lames.
That's very close. That's good. Yeah, that's good. When the pinky's up, it always works better. Always works
Pinky's
better.
up.
Yes.
So what the hell is this thing,
All
dude?
right, so walk over here with me. I want
right.
to show you guys,
Come on
because
over.
I'm more excited than most of the salesmen for it, because they're cigar knives, and I'm a knife collector. So let me show you mine.
As well as am I.
So
Nobody should be without a fine blade. In fact, I think about all of you in the UK often, how you can only walk around with a children's knife in your pocket, and it's obscene, quite frankly. You should be able to have a real knife, and that's what this is. At least in France, they know about real knives.
like this.
Les Fines Lames.
It's the sharpest, best cigar knife that I've ever used in my life. And I have a lot of them, and it's unbelievably awesome.
I am a knife collector, but from the perspective that in college, I sold Cutco knives. So I know a thing or two about knives, about high quality surgical stainless steel, the rivets, the whole thing. So I have some questions about your Les Fines Lames.
Yes.
What is the blade made out of?
Let me bring
there
over
is
the
is this
expert.
all right?
This is
Pierre.
This is Pierre, who always loved being on video.
Pierre, pleasure to meet you.
It's Tim as well. So I'm Pierre, the founder of the brand actually, and I can tell you more about the steel if you want to. It's
Excellent.
Sandvik steel, so it's 14C. 14C28.
Did you just translate complicated steel terminology from French into English?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I can
That's
say
pretty
it
cool.
for,
Okay.
for all your
For the French
viewers.
followers,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So it's donc c'est du 14C28N. Voilà.
Okay,
that
good.
was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any estimation on how many cigars can I cut with one of these? And then do you sharpen it like a regular knife if you're into that?
Actually, you don't ever need to sharpen it because the shape of the blades has two curves. One curve like this and one curve like this, actually. So when you use it in your plate, the part that cuts the cigar can never touch the blade, the plate. So you will dull the first part of the blade and not this part which cuts the cigar. So for instance, I have a friend who bought on the crowdfunding campaign we ran when we launched this product 5 years ago. He smokes 4 cigars a day, daily. He uses his cigar knife daily, and he never changed the blade. So you can cut a lot of cigars with it.
On the quest for like the perfect cigar cutter, and I know many of you are on that quest right now. This is a name I legitimately hear popping up again and again and again. And it's just like Pierre has just said. They stay incredibly sharp. They're incredibly high quality steel. Like, if you're a knife guy, it doesn't make sense to not have one of these. And of course, you guys will be able to learn more about this at HabanoCon. Are you ready for HabanoCon?
Am I ready?
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
So April 20th, HabanoCon, there's still tickets around for it, but Oliva Nick is going to be there, and
We're going to have Lafine
I'm
Lam
going to have
cutters.
learned how to say the name
Yes,
by then.
yes.
Les Fines Lames.
Without his pinky up, he's going to learn how to say the name.
These fine lambs are going to be there, my friends. You guys want to see the biggest ass chewing at this show? I'm late for my Dunbarton meeting. You have to schedule a meeting at the Dunbarton booth, and I scheduled mine at the wrong time. So here I am with Dave Lafferty, and I'm late to my Dunbarton appointment.
No good comes from that.
No good comes from that.
It's nice to be it's like kissing your cousin right now. There's no good coming from that. So,
Oh, God.
cousin, great to see you. Thank you for coming. This is why
to-
you're a disappointment to the family.
That's
This is
exactly
why you're
right.
only invited for holidays.
How much more do I have to spend now to make amends?
Oh, your right hand's going to get crampy. Very nice. Thank you for everyone in the Cigars Daily Nation that's out there for supporting Dunbarton as hard as you do, supporting Tim. He's great to work with. You people, do what you do to let us do a passionate thing that we love. We remember what it's like to dig ditches. We're not digging ditches. Thank you for digging ditches and buying Dunbarton cigars. I thank you. My children thank you. Thank you, Tim, for coming to our appointment. Cigars Daily Nation, thank you very much for all you do.
Now I got to sit down and write a big fat check. So we're going to talk about some stuff. And I'm going to start recording again in a minute because all the new stuff is sitting right in front of me and stuff I'm the most excited about. So
Magnificent.
Let's get to
Look
it.
forward to it.
Listen, I took a lot of footage at PCA this year, quite a bit, and 20% of that footage is Steve Saka talking about not only the new projects that he's working on right now, but also about the premium cigar world. And, of course, it's all the crap that you really want to know about cigars, stuff that you never knew, stuff I didn't even know. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it in, unedited, unabridged. I'm going to let you guys see it. And because of that, I have to now make 2 videos about PCA because there's so much time of Steve talking. He is a wealth of knowledge. Just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with Steve Saka and Dunbarton, Steve Saka is the guy who knows more about blending and about creating amazing cigars and brands that are already like setting themselves up to be time-tested brands. He knows as much about that as he does about the actual business of cigars. He's got a wealth of knowledge in every area. It's one of the reasons so many people look up to him. Of course, I do too. So it's always a privilege to sit down with the guy. And here you go. Here it is, unabridged, everything Steve said.
now I have snagged a few minutes with the man, Steve Saka himself, who always laughs when I start talking because it's always at a different volume than the conversations we have.
This is the on-camera Tim.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting, Tim. It's excited, Tim. And right now,
Whereas I'm the same asshole normal as I am on camera.
Yeah, there's one speed to Steve Saka, and it's that guy. All right, listen, dude. Nobody is pumping out like top tier. Everybody wants it. Brand new projects like you are. What do you want to talk about first?
I don't talk about any of it, so it's your job. You're the one that has to sell the crap.
Listen, all right. I'm gonna go through these. in the order I want to go through them. Number 1, a new size of Sin Compromiso, which you call the number 4.
Yes.
So usually when I think number 4, I think little petite half Corona things, but this is just a Robusto.
So number 4 would be the number that would normally be assigned to Robustos. Do you even know where the number system comes from?
No, I don't know. I don't know the number system.
So here's the way it used to work. So manufacturers used to go, like at the turn of the century, they would go to get cigars made because they would sell cigars at drugstores and this store and that store. So they would have a catalog, a book, okay? And in the book, they would order cigars by the number, and then they would get them custom branded for whatever their drugstore name is.
Huh.
So certain numbers, that's where number 2 was always a Torpedo, the number 4 was always a Robusto, the number 5 was a Toro, and that's how those numbers came into existence, was from those old salesman catalogs from the turn of the century.
So just like a lot of the other stuff in the cigar industry, basically based on an antiquated thing nobody does anymore, but we still do it in the cigar industry.
Absolutely.
All right. So Sin Compromiso number 4. If you like Sin Comp, a 5x54 Robusto size. Very excited about that. For you Umbagog people out there, the Umbagog, what is this called? The Silverback?
Bronzeback.
Bronzeback. Why didn't you call it the Silverback? That's basically...
No, because the Bronzeback is the nickname that smallmouth get that I fish on Lake Umbagog. I smallmouth fish.
All right.
So that's what a Bronzeback is.
And of course, we know that the regular Umbagog is the wrapper leaf that's just not quite the grade that it needs to be to go on meat kit either, right?
That is correct.
So what is this thing?
So what this is, the way broadleaf works is it's a stock cut plant. It isn't prime. So almost all of the high-end broadleaf Maduro cigars you see in the marketplace, Tabernacle, Mi Querida, Liga Privada, you're using all the tobacco from the midpoint of the plant up. That's what we classify as mediums. Now, mediums are almost always what there is. Now, if you get a season where it's really dry and also very hot, you will end up getting some leaves that will classify as number one darks at the Corona, the top 3 or 4 leaves. But you don't get number one darks in every crop. So number one darks are very hard to come by. But below that, you have what we call 2 LSs and 1 LSs. 1 LSs are pretty much sand leaf that gets sold off to the mass market guys. The 2 LS is an interesting section of the plant. In the 2 LS section, when you naturally ferment the tobacco, it very rarely turns out as pretty. It also doesn't have the inherent earthiness and the same level of sweetness that broadleaf has. So what ends up happening with most of the 2 LSs is the manufacturers cook that tobacco, they put it in a caldera, and they get it super black, and then what they do is they then put it on their cheap bundle Maduro cigars. So a lot of when you get a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro cigar that you're paying like $4 or $5 for in a bundle, it's almost always 2 LSs that they've cooked. They'll never tell you that, so I'm giving you this insider information. The problem with cooking it is it ends up really pretty, but when you cook it, it sucks all the oil out of it and has very little flavor. But the 2LS does have a really interesting flavor. It's just not that traditional broadleaf flavor. It's a little bit rougher, it's more peppery, it's more spicy. So there used to be a brand in the late 80s going into the 90s that used to use it naturally fermented. It's gone out of style, they don't make it that way anymore. But I always enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite cigars. So I'm like, you know what? Just because nobody's doing it anymore, why don't I take a shot and take some naturally fermented 2LS wrapper, put it on a cigar, tell the consumers what it is, not as earthy, not as sweet, more peppery, more spicy, a little rougher, and see if they like it or they don't like it. So it's a really interesting cigar to smoke because you're getting a different expression and experience out of broadleaf that you're not going to get out of any other broadleaf cigar currently in the marketplace. Now, if this turns out to be wildly successful, all these other manufacturers are going to copy my shit because I found I found a way for them to make money on stuff that they don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's successful, but I'm hoping they don't catch on too quick.
That they don't notice very fast.
Yeah. Give me a couple years.
If you guys like the I'm going to say the name wrong because I always get your cigar's name wrong. It's the Umbagog Bronzeback. If you guys like the Umbagog Bronzeback, just put them in your humidor. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Just get them.
And we changed the band on it, putting the bronze color on it, so that way people that buy Umbagogs can tell the difference between the traditional Connecticut broadleaf versus the 2LS broadleaf.
Same sizes?
No, we're just doing 5x48 to start.
Okay.
There's like a pilot project. We'll see what happens.
Now, I'm excited. I don't get excited about anything other than just typically a regular cigar. I'm personally not a big.
You're very excited about Filthy Vikings. Come on.
I mean, and it's a regular. I mean, I'm just talking about straight, natural, black, air-cured tobacco. Not the aromatics, not so much. Not the infused stuff so much. But your aromatic stuff with some of the pipe tobacco, the Stillwell Star Holiday Y22 blew me away. And now you've got this Stillwell Star Aromatic number 22. Is this that one?
Identical. No change.
Identical.
Yeah.
No.
It's absolutely safe. So we did the Holiday 22 and it sold out.
Right.
And when we did a repeat batch for Christmas in July and it sold out, and people just kept saying, "Are you going to make more? Are you going to make more?" And look, I'm in the cigar business. My job is to make cigars that people want to buy.
Yeah.
So if enough people want to buy it, we just decided to make it part of the core line. So now you can buy a number 22. You get that exact same cigar 24/7 whenever you want to smoke it.
How would you describe the flavor on this cigar? Because to me, it was almost like like a peppermint Christmas drink.
Yeah, for me, closest thing is kind of like a cup of hot cocoa with like a little bit of marshmallow in it.
Okay.
It's just that chocolatey, sweet, creamy, and it's got a lot of sweetness in it. But so the aromatic number 1 actually has a sweet tip on it. Okay, we call it what? Cabeza Dulce, something fancy.
Yep.
It's sweet tip.
Yep.
But the aromatic number 22, the holiday one didn't have it, nor does this one. It's the same exact cigar. But because it's the aromatic pipe tobacco, it has that inherent sweetness that's coming from that pipe tobacco. So
Okay.
if you love the holiday 2022, here you go.
Here you go.
Buy it.
I'm looking forward to these, and I think a contender for like new cigar for new smokers if you're getting into this, or you're the guy that's looking for a cigar that you want to be able to smoke, and your wife was like, "Oh my God, that smells really good!" Like, this is
That is a winner for that.
It's a winner for that.
Yeah, because the room note is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chicks dig the smell of a number 22.
Then for me, this is bittersweet. I really like Connecticut cigars. I really like the brulee. I get fiendishly jealous of Cigar Dojo because those guys just pump out the coolest damn projects. And so this is the Sobremesa Brulee Wagashi.
Wagashi.
Oh, Wagashi! All right. And it says Cigar Dojo on it.
Yes.
Is this just a box press brulee, or what's going on?
So if you, so many of your viewers are obviously internet guys. Brulee Blue gets so much love.
Oh yeah.
Blue. But the thing about blue is a stronger version of the brulee, and the people that love brulee, most of them don't think blue is the best one. They actually like just the regular brulee toros and robustos. Where you get all that internet love on the blue is from the people that typically smoke stronger cigars, and the blue is the one Connecticut shade cigar that they come back to go, hey, when I want a mild cigar, there's nothing better than a blue. What Wagashi is meant for is it's meant for the people that love Connecticut shade mild cigars, okay? So the Wagashi is actually a more delicate expression, a more nuanced expression, a little sweeter, a little creamier, a little bit more, it's meant to be a step up for the person that normally smokes brulee, their special brulee, not being blue. So the thing that I would tell people about Wagashi is, if you think brulee blue is the very best, do not buy a whole box of Wagashi thinking you're just going to get a bigger blue. You are not getting a bigger blue. Okay, you are getting a different cigar. Okay?
Altogether.
Wagashi is a much different expression. So take that in consideration. But it's like just top tier Connecticut shade. I mean, there's just, you can't even touch it. I mean, it's just,
so we've talked about 4 cigars here, and then I'll give you guys, I'll open my kimono here. This is the one booth that I'll come to and legitimately just ask Steve Saka how much he thinks of each of these things I should get, and that's basically what I buy. I've done that the last 2 or 3 trade shows, and it hasn't steered me wrong.
1 million boxes.
All right, well, I got to go sit down with Lafferty and get all this stuff on
about the
paper.
Lancero?
Well, dude, I think Lanceros are the Virginia Slims of cigars, and I think you got your opinions about them. Yeah.
I hate the motherfucker.
The GFY Lancero. Look at this. Are just people still bothering you about Lanceros? They won't give up?
Never. They never stop. Lancero geeks are endless. They're relentless. Lancero. And look, everyone's heard me talk a million times about it. I've never made a Lancero that I didn't think I could make better as a Lonsdale.
Yeah.
Lancero consumers, they always buy a Lancero and they put it in a shrine. They smoke 1 or 2, and then they spend the next 10 years talking about what a great cigar it is, and they never buy another one because they're always chasing the next Lancero.
Yeah.
Right. So they're very hard to make and sell commercially. Oddly enough, even with my disdain for Lanceros, I'm the dude that's blended the 2 most successful commercial Lanceros in the last 20 years, the L40 and then the Now Leave Me Hell Alone. So what I ended up doing is I took my Now Leave Me Alone, I made the first cigar in the box.
Nice.
And then I went back to my blending notes because when I was making the first one, I made 63 other blends.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And they weren't 63 variations of Now Leave Me Alone. I was on like 7 different blending trajectories with different wrappers and different filler combinations. So I went back to my notes and I looked at, well, what were the 8, 9, 10 that were the most interesting? Actually 14. And I just remade those, smoked them, and I picked the ones that I thought were the 8 that were the most interesting. And we put 1 of each of those in the box. So you have basically number 2 through number 9 is one of those original 63 test blends that ultimately didn't win to become Now Leave Me the Hell Alone. But you might smoke 7 and say, you should have chose that one.
Sure.
Or you might have smoked 3 and say, man, that one really sucked. I understand why you didn't choose that. So that's what those are. And then the last one is just my little extra cherry on top. Because as much as I have a disdain for Lanceros, I have an even greater disdain for Candela. So in my head, what could be the absolute worst cigar in the world to make that wouldn't sell? A Candela Lancero. So that one's labeled, go fuck you. The GFY Lancero.
All
so
right.
Now if you're a Lancero geek, you can have 10 Lanceros to chase in 1 box.
There you go. And as a guy who feels like they're the Virginia Slims of cigars, I'm probably going to take one home and put it in my humidor and tell everybody for the next 10 years what great cigars are in it. And all right, I got to go order these damn things. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Time for me to head over with Lafferty. Just got done spending money with Dunbarton. And are we good? Are we okay? Have I restored the good graces of
You're solid. You're still suspect, but you're a little solid right now. We're doing it okay.
That's actually right where I want to be.
Right,
So we're
right,
good.
exactly. A little bit solid. It wasn't like a shepherd's pie night or anything. We're good. We're good. We're all over it. We're getting it going.
Guys,
Absolute
I spent
work.
more with him just right now than I brought to spend. So we're good. We're gonna be good.
Right.
And I got to smoke the Wagashi finally.
Wagashi!
So that's gonna be awesome. Can't wait. Again, totally jealous of Cigar Dojo. All the cool stuff they do. Cheers, brother.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate
All right.
it. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good day.
All right, I'm glad we got that out. And of course, there's just a few things mentioned in this video, but a whole lot more to come. So if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, flip on notifications, and get ready for the next PCA video because I saved some real gems for that one. We're going to be talking about projects this year that are going to get your taste buds melting into a puddle of love for amazing premium cigars in the next video, which will be coming out shortly after this one. Thank you guys so much here. And drop a comment down below. What is the new cigar you cannot wait to get your hands on? I've got so many. Right now, I'm smoking the Sin Compromiso number 4 that he was talking about, which is the number 4 in the grocery store, gas station, whatever the hell they were putting it to. It's a weird way to say Robusto. Anyway, guys, stay tuned. This is Tim signing off for Cigars Daily, and I'll see you in the comments.